Let me share with you one of my favorite tips when we're evaluating the fetal face. When the baby moves into a profile position, automatically grab a volume acquisition of this profile. This will give us everything we need to evaluate the fetal face. So let's look at our multiplanar view when we acquire that volume data set. Here on the Voluson Expert 22, you can see our multiplanar imaging. We have our sagittal plane, our transverse plane, and our coronal plane. Next, I'd like to add VCI. VCI stands for Volume Contrast Imaging. Here you can adjust your slice thickness and your tint map. Here is where you adjust your slice thickness, which I have mine at 2 millimeters. And here is where you adjust your tint mapping. There are multiple choices. You can go with a soft sepia. You can adjust it to candle. So many options available under tint mapping. I like soft sepia, so let's go with that. When we are working in multiplanar, we are all about this reference dot. So our A-plane is selected and we want to rotate the face 90 degrees using our Z-axis. And you can see these orbits come in. So now we want to optimize our B-plane. We want to select our B-plane here. And now we want to, again, use that Z-axis to rotate the orbits so they are straight. Now both of these planes are optimized so that we can focus on our coronal view. Remember, you can always adjust your image when you are working within that plane. The reference dot is located in the fetal nasal bone. You can see it here in our coronal plane, and you can see it here in our profile. The goal is to view the nose and the lips, which is available to us in this acquired acquisition. So by selecting our A-plane, we are now going to move our reference dot just under the baby's nose in the profile view. As we adjust our reference dot, you can see each plane move to reflect the change in location. So now you can see that my reference dot is located just under the nose and lips, which correlates to the image in the B plane, which then makes this nose and lips come into view in our coronal plane. So now that we have our nose and lips here in our coronal plane, let's work on optimizing that. We want to select our C plane in our multiplanar view here and go to our single view. Here you can see our coronal plane. Using our Z-axis, we want to stand the nose and lips upright and optimize our image from there. You can now adjust your planes and adjust your axis to optimize your nose and lips. Another display mode you can use is your TUI. TUI stands for Tomographic Ultrasound Imaging. And by using TUI with VCI, we improve our contrast and decrease artifacts between the tissues. As you can see here, all these images represent these parallel lines. You can see that these first two images don't have any anatomy displayed. Here, you can decrease the distance between the slices and adjust the anatomy to fill all the spaces in your TUI display. Here we can see multiple slices of the face from the nose all the way through the lips. The benefit of acquiring a 3D volume is that we have multiple display modes that can be utilized. By selecting 3D render, you can see our fetal face in the quad view. We want to select our 3D render mode of choice. I'm moving to a single image. I'm demagnifying, rotating the fetal face so it's standing up, and so that we can see the nose and lips on our 3D render. This is what we've been looking at the entire time. This is both great for the patient and for us as sonographers.